everyone, time for lucky prompt number 7. So that means it has to be good, right? I guess we'll see. Okay, alien and tropical cocktail. Those are so different. Alright, let's get into it. Choo choo! All aboard the excuse train. Are you guys ready? So, aliens aren't really something that I've ever been interested in. So, when I hear alien, I think, oh great, I have to come up with some, like, extraterrestrial, like, weird being thing, and I've never really been into weird beings, so I wasn't sure what to create, so I just started off by sketching some cute humanoid, but maybe like animaloid, alien-y, antennae creatures, because that's an alien, right? Technically, I could have drawn a person, because the first definition that comes up under alien is out of your country. This also includes plant life and other things, but I kind of felt like I needed to create an outer space type alien because in the spirit of the prompt, it's all about using your imagination, right? Challenging myself. So my first thought with the alien interacting with the cocktail would be, I guess, an alien from outer space in Hawaii on the beach, you know, on vacation or something. But that seemed a little too typical, so I thought, why not little tiny aliens? And they are exploring this cocktail situation. I had just read the comic Beautiful Darkness the other night, so I think I was feeling a little inspired with the realism interacting with characters that were a little more on the cartoony side. If you haven't read Beautiful Darkness, I highly recommend it. Not only is it a beautiful comic just to look at, but the story is so unsettling and it's not what I expected because I actually went into it knowing absolutely nothing about the comic, which is great. So if you don't know anything about it, go read it now. With that in mind, that's why I kind of took the sort of realism approach with the cocktail. I wanted to have this realistic looking cocktail from our world interacting with these cartoony alien characters from another world. Plus, I really like the style when it comes to realism mixing with cartoons because it makes the cartoon characters really pop, but then it's also very interesting to look at the realism of the other objects that it's interacting with. That being said, I don't recommend realism because it's hard, and who wants to challenge themselves? I'm just joking. It was really hard, and I wasn't going for complete realism. I was kind of going for that watercolor painted realism look, which I need some work, obviously, but that's what these challenges are for. They're for me to push myself and try things that I don't normally try. So, good job me, but try again next time. It does kind of make me want to try doing this again on my own. As I said before, I really do like the realism mixed in with cartoony characters because the contrast is very interesting and it makes the characters pop, but at the same time, you have these realistic looking objects to look at too. So, maybe in the future it is something that I will play around with. I put a little pink on the faces of the aliens because, let's be honest, they're hanging around a cocktail. You know they sipped it. You know they tried it. They didn't come to Earth just to not try things. So, kids, don't drink until you're 21 and drink responsibly. Yes, these aliens are 21. In alien years. So when it came to realism, I think the best approach was to just add a lot of layers and add a lot of detail. My approach was to just layer the colors and layer them a lot and just add as much detail as I could. As I said before, I wasn't going for complete realism, I was going for more of a watercolor painted realism. So I still wanted it to be kind of blotchy, but I still wanted to attempt to make it look like realism if you squinted your eyes. Of course, that's what I go for with all my art. If you squint your eyes, it looks good. Ha, I'm such a riot. After I drew those little octopus alien guys, I thought to myself, I should have continued the story with the shark astronaut and those little fish alien guys. it would have been the perfect opportunity to bring them back and kind of continue a story with them. Maybe the fish aliens were nice after all, and they all went to the local bar and had a cocktail together. It would have been perfect! So then that made me think of an idea that I probably won't do. Just like all my ideas, haha. What if some of these future prompts, I made a comic out of them? Like I said, I read Beautiful Darkness the other day and it has inspired me to create. And I've always wanted to do comics, but I always quit after a couple of pages because, for whatever reason, I just don't like the way my panels end up looking. And they don't have to be comics necessarily, but they can be a series of illustrations for each prompt video that tell a story. So if you want to see how the story ends up, you have to see the next prompt video. I think it would be a really fun idea to also inspire me to keep creating these and to engage you guys a little bit more. So if you like that idea, let me know in the comments below and maybe I'll start making a story out of these prompts. Until then, maybe I'll just keep doing single illustrations. We'll just have to see. Anyways, back to the video. When I put down the red color for the drink, it was a lot darker than I had really meant to do, and it just completely washed out all the details that I put into the fruit. Which, you live and learn, I guess, but dang it, all those details in the fruit gone. Since I wasn't going for complete realism, I decided to outline the objects with kind of like a grayish light black color. That way the illustration still kind of had an outline, it still had the illustration feel, but it was just a little more detailed than the other objects. I also didn't make the lines complete, so there's kind of gaps in the lines and they're just kind of here and there where I think they needed a little bit more detail. Plus, I just kind of like the way it looks, and I was sloppy, so it needed the lines. With the alien characters, I wanted to go ahead and outline them in the black ink because as a cartoony creature, I think they just needed that kind of extra pop and to be separated from the realism of the glass. Now, as for why I left them white, choo-choo, all aboard the excuse train. I have no excuse, really. I just didn't know what color to make them, and then I thought, you know what, they're cartoony, everything else is going to be detailed, let's just leave them white and have them kind of plain, and have the focus on the cocktail. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. And I'm okay with that. I don't think it took anything away from anything at all, and yeah, I mean, they're ghost aliens, duh. Ghost aliens are white, didn't you know that? Come on. Try to keep up, guys. So yeah, it's just an alien kid hanging out with his alien octopus pals and his little pup down below. This might have ended up being my least favorite illustration that I've come up for the prompts so far, but I think overall it was still a success. The interaction between the item and the characters was alright. I don't think it was boring, and it's just kind of a cute way to show a realistic object, but then also have some cute cartoon characters with it. So let me know in the comments, would you like to see me make stories for the future prompts? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!